the agenda here, and I'd like a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Minutes from the June 30th. I hope everybody got a chance to read those. Take a second to look over those, and then if somebody can put a motion to accept the minutes for June 30th as submitted. Put a motion, please. Greg, can Alina second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thanks. Wow, this is pretty quick. Public comment? I don't think we have any public comment out there tonight, so we're going to go down to the next one. Presentations. No one has any cardboard or anything like that cut out. All right, on to the next. Chairperson's report. Walt did send a message that I will read. He would like to say, he would like to send his apologies for not being able to attend, and please give my thanks as the community's thanks and all the residents for the overwhelming approval of the recreation operating millage. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Oh yeah, that's it. Thanks, Walt. All right.
Were you going to thank yourself for running
I
the
was
meeting?
going to read the rest of my email. Oh, no. Chairperson. Director, we're going to have Miss Brandy Boyd. You're going to come up and give us a rundown on the rec.
Yep. Well, I would also like to thank the community for their overwhelming support of our millage on August 2nd. We truly appreciate the support of the community. I also wanted to give a special thanks to the CRC, Giza, Gyra, the Grosville Hockey Association. All of our community groups sent letters out in support, and we really do truly appreciate their support of us and the great relationship that we have, and we look forward to working and serving our community. The park plans, we're going to go over those under old business. We have an action item tonight. As we discussed in our June meeting, and we've discussed since we started doing our recreation master plan, as we were doing that process, we found that one of the two areas that we really needed to pay some attention to was Sunrise Park and Commerce Park, and having a good conceptual plans drawn up so we could pave the road of what we were going to do in the future for both of those parks. I did, like I spoke in June, I did contact 6 different organizations. 3 of them submitted proposals. And the one that I brought forward to, since we didn't have a July meeting, I did go ahead and go to the township board in August to get their blessing, and they approved the organization as long as the CRC approved it. I just didn't want to wait the timeline to get it approved. So since the township board met before the CRC, that's why I took it to them first. But they did, they had a contingent on their approval of the plan as long as the CRC approved it. And what we have is Wade Trim, who is a local company. The 3 companies, all of them were great organizations, all come with strong recreation backgrounds. But Wade Trim stood out, not just budget-wise, but the scope of their work was everything that we were looking for. Their timeline of how they could do the project was within the timeline that we were looking. And, of course, being a local company, it settled well with us. So I recommend that we go with Wade Trim, and they will do both conceptual plans for both Commerce Park and Sunrise Park. Does anybody have any questions? We can also talk about it. I mean, it's an action item next, so. Yep. Over at Water's Edge, well, it's crazy there tonight because it's the last concert of the summer over at Water's Edge. So if you're watching this and you have time afterwards, you can head on over to watch the concert. The maintenance building is complete. It's been a long time coming, but we are at the final stages. We do have our certificate of occupancy. We were granted that last Thursday. We had all of our final inspections and all that fun stuff, and we've started to move in our equipment. We are working with the contractors on our little last-minute punch list of things, like little things that need to be fixed, manuals that need to be given to us. So we're at the very, very final stages. I'm working with their insurance company on final billing and how the reimbursement process will go from here. And in our policy, we have our building policy, we had our content policy, and then we have a third waiver on the policy regarding code upgrades, because presumably whenever you have a building that is devastated or needs to be replaced, since that time of that building was built to current time, there's always code changes. So thank God that the township had the foresight to take on that waiver on the policy, because I think we had a $250,000 cap, and we're probably pretty close to about $175,000 to $180,000. So those are things that would not have been covered if we didn't have that extra policy. So it's a good thing that we had that. So there's one outstanding item that they have not approved yet, and that is the small parking lot adjacent to the building. It's code requirement, and it's for the EPA and ADA, but in our main policy, it says that they do not replace cement or sidewalks or parking lots, but with the code upgrade, it should fall under that, but there's some debate going on with the insurance company right now, so I'm waiting to hear back what they say, and then we'll move forward accordingly regarding that. So that's the only thing. I guess if it's not covered, then we'll have to talk a little bit more with our insurance company, but either way, it will be graded out because we already have money for that, because if you go by the building now, it's setting quite high to be graded, and then the parking lot will go next to the building. So we are waiting to hear back from that. So that would be the only things outstanding with the building, would be the grading in the parking lot area. But other than that, it's getting very close to being complete.
Or the snow falls.
Yes. Easy. It's not going to take that long. I'm also working, besides kind of wrapping up summer and all the, I shouldn't say little, a lot of our maintenance projects are in the process. But I'm working with our township attorney, Mr. Assorti, to create user agreements with all of our community groups to really outline what we're supposed to do and what they're supposed to do. When I took over, the hard part, there was nothing in writing. So in some groups, they were new, I was new, and so we're like, well, who does what? There's nothing really in writing, and without that history on both sides, it was really difficult to say, okay, well, we do this, they do that. So I've been working with Mr. Assorti to get those user agreements set up, fill them out, and then we'll meet with each group to make sure both of us are happy with what's being put into the document, and then we'll have that paper trail and a concrete agreement with each of our community groups. And then he's also paying attention to the contracts that we have that pertain to land use, because those are different types of contracts that we need to have them from what we have now. So it's a little bit of a project, but we're going back and forth and trying to get that completed as soon as we can. I would like to introduce Angela Sukakis. She's our new DDA director, and we are looking forward to working with her. This is the first time we've had a hired person. Is that correct? So Angela has been hired on to work as the guru of DDA, and we look forward to working with her. We currently do Island Go and the Halloween Parade, which is all in the downtown area, so we're looking forward to working with her to do those events and many more. So I'm eager that she's here and eager to work with Angela. Do you want to say a couple words?
Yeah, give her a little camera time so people can put the name with the face here. And hi, Angela, we've met.
Hi, how are you? I'm very excited, as Brandy mentioned, talking about potential projects we can do together. I've met with Chad on a few things, tried to meet with a lot of the commissions, and just really try to coincide with a lot of the great groups and things that we have going on currently and expound on that, just to bring people, the idea is to bring residents down to Macomb Street so that it's more active, more viable. We have people walking, we have people riding their bikes, shopping, eating out, and yeah, just have a nice central community area where people can kind of count on seeing each other throughout the week or on the weekend. Counting on the events that we have going on currently.
Thank you. We're all very excited. New ideas, works together with things. Is that it, Brandy?
That is it for now.
So we're gonna move on to the parks. When you talked about the Sunrise and what was the other one? Commerce
Commerce Park, yes.
Parks plans approval.
Yes.
So that's under old business, though.
Well, because we've talked about it before, and so now it's an agenda item to vote on.
Okay.
So I would put the motion out there that based on the recommendation of the Recreation Director, that the Community Recreation Commission approves the contract with Wade Trim Associates, Inc., not to exceed $10,000.
Can I put the motion out there?
Yes.
Real quick.
Any questions first? Yeah. Discussion.
Sorry, Chad. $10,000, is that their bid, or is that in the not to exceed bid, or?
Their proposal said not to exceed $10,000, and that's the dollar amount. Ironically, I didn't tell them what it was in the budget, but that was what was in the budget. So they gave a proposal of everything that they were to do, and it's to not exceed $10,000. So if for some reason they needed to do something else within the project to complete it and it went over 10,000, I would have to go back to both you and the township board to get the extra dollars.
But and again, I'm asking these questions, but I know you already know the answers.
Oh, that's okay.
The list of services they're going to provide are what we want. Everything's in that list, I'm assuming.
That's
right?
correct.
And then the other ones that you evaluated, they all had the same exact. It was just a monetary difference, or?
All three of them had very similar proposals of things that they would provide, things they wouldn't provide. Wade Trim had the complete package that fit into our budget.
Okay.
One of them was a little bit less, but they weren't doing as much.
Okay.
And then one was more, and they were doing very similar things. So they were Goldilocks. They were just right.
Okay. Thank you.
Ethel?
Yeah, do we have an outline of exactly what you'd like to do in these places, or is this something that they're going to plan for us?
Well, what we'll do is, with the information and input that we received during the master plan process, they will meet with myself and any key groups that we want to invite to the table. So for Sunrise Park, we'll invite the Nature Conservancy and our department, and then we'll go over the ideas and what we've discussed and what was brought up in our public input meetings. And then for Commerce Park, we'll bring the sports groups, the user groups to the table, and myself, and then we'll go over it. And then what they'll do is they'll survey the area, they'll get the square footage and the space we have to work with and put our ideas onto a plotter, and then they will give us 2 concepts of each park, and then we'll pick one, and then they'll go more in depth with that one and make changes as need be. You're welcome.
Anyone? We good? What's the length of this? Is it just like, is it a year contract or 2 years?
No,
or
it'll
just
take
the job?
3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months? Okay.
Yep, and the emphasis will be on Sunrise Park first, then Commerce Park, because we do have some potential sponsors and donors that would like to contribute to Sunrise Park.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that situation.
Yep, so, but not everybody knows. So where the emphasis will be on to get that one
So we want to put a
first.
motion out there for no more than $10,000 for Wade Trim, for Commerce Park, and Sunrise Park. I put the motion. I need someone to second it, please. I'll second. Did you get somebody? Leah's the secretary. You got somebody there. All right. All in favor?
And second it.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. All right. New business.
No, they're.
Okay. All right. Any new business anybody wants to bring up here before I go down the subcommittees? Okay, number 10, subcommittee. I see that Trustee Malvesto is not here, so we will move to the open space. Leah, Ms. Schuelke, if you would like to take a comment here. You needed. Right here.
Open space did not meet during, where am I? I'm between two here. I have not, open space has not met, but be alert for the Yeah, well, the red oak will danger season has passed, so but if you find any trees, please get a hold of Pat Kirsten. I'm still working on a couple of them at the golf course. There's a couple of them on. I think it's on the third hole that look like one of them might be diseased. The leaves are curling funny, and the bark is doing kind of silly stuff. So those are two signals. So I got to get Kirsten over there one of these days. But the dump the junk and the electronics piece and so forth, be alert for those when they get them scheduled. We do that electronics in conjunction with Wayne State University, and we weren't able to do it the last time. So, and then be alert for the wood chopping too in the open space areas.
Thank you. Thanks for the report. Golf committee is open. Marina is open. Farms, Dr. Woodward, right? Nothing to report down there? Are we getting ready for Fall Festival coming up? Yeah. All right. Greg, Airport Rec?
Gyra started their football. I actually believe they're out there this evening. So that's all I got.
Ethel, Senior Citizens, Senior Olympics update?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I have a couple of months' worth here.
There we go. Good.
I'll just take that written report later.
you have it. The Don River Senior Olympics was July the 25th to the 29th, and there were 28 participants from Grosse Ile, and we took home 24 medals. And the city of Wyandotte hosted the event and did a great job, and the awards dinner was held at Crystal Gardens on Friday. And next year, 2017, the host city will be Trenton. And just as an aside to this, people keep asking me, what do I do in the Olympics? I play pinochle, and they said, how is that a sport? I said, I move from table to table. So anyway, and the best part of playing on Tuesdays is we get to eat all of the leftovers from the baking on Monday. So I thank everyone who helped with make this another Senior Olympics successful. And then several seniors and others who participate in events at the farm activity room have asked me to express their concern over the safety of the doors being left open. They're unlocked before, during, and after meetings. And the people are not comfortable, especially during meetings with people coming in and out. Some come in groups, and they have no one there to question why they're there, and they don't know where they go. And people come in looking for where they have to register for the riding academy, the dog park, and the recreation events, and the restroom. And there are public restrooms around the side of the building, but people are not aware of those. And other comments from many, the gardens are beautiful, but the entryway outside the building at the farm is dirty and unsightly, and the weeds along the parking lot and walkway need to be removed. And those railings are really rusty and in need of paint, and people use them with their hands and they get kind of dirty. So in seniors in the past requested computer teaching classes, they're now being offered on several different levels of computer knowledge and different dates at the Water's Edge Pro Shop. Classes are limited to 8 students. See page 12 of your brand new channels here that's out. Everyone should have received one in the mail, and if not, they're available in several places around the island. The classes are limited to 8 students, so see the page 12 of your new fall and winter 2016-17 copy of the channels for dates, times, and general information. Also in the channels are senior classes for yoga, Zumba Gold, adult self-defense, senior fitness, Tai Chi easy classes, first and third Thursday cards, and more. Your channels hold a wealth of information. Read it, save it for future reference. And Grosse Ile Recreation has been awarded a grant through SMART, now in its final stages of procurement, and we anticipate having a minivan or a minibus sometime this winter, which will be a wonderful thing for everyone. So thank you all, too, to the people who attended the steak roast at the farm on July the 30th, a fundraiser for all the all-season rink at Water's Edge. The s'mores roast was a special treat. Everyone had fun out there. And thank you, Mr. Posiak, for by initiating this. And I see Mr. Malvesto isn't here tonight, but we've been wondering, and perhaps he'll read this in the minutes, if he would be possible as the liaison from the board to the recreation department to make a report on commission work when it's his turn at the board meetings to tell what our commission does, other than just announce the date of the meeting. It would be appreciated. And just one more little thing, the splash park. It's been a big bone of contention. It's been fairly resolved, but would have been a wonderful experience for the children with the heat during this summer. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the schools. Leah, you have anything about the schools?
No, in fact, but I did want to ask, have we found a representative, a liaison from the schools?
I thought you had a couple of leads.
Yes, Natalie gave us a couple of names, but then you had a name too, and so I wasn't sure.
I can check with Natalie.
All right, check with Natalie, and then get back to me, and I'll contact them.
We're good now.
Do they need to be seniors, or can they? Does it matter what grade they're in?
Sure, but I think in the past we've worked with the student council.
Okay.
To get representatives from the student council. John Conroy was always doing that.
Okay.
So I think that's probably the way we need to proceed, especially since there's a new principal at the high school now, and there have been lots of other shiftings around. So I think we need to talk also, besides the two people that Brendy and I have in mind, we need to back it up and go to the student council.
Okay.
But no, they do not have to be seniors.
Okay.
They can't be juniors.
That might be something good for the student council to look into, too, for us. Thank you. And Playscape update, Sunrise Park.
Yep. Okay, for the Playscape, the 25th anniversary of the Playscape has been scheduled for Saturday, October 1st at 2 o'clock at the Playscape on Macomb. We will have a couple speakers, and also refreshments will be served. This is being co-sponsored by the Grocio Kiwanis and the Recreation Commission. We are also asking the public if they would submit any pictures that you've had of the Playscape over the years. You know, having fun there, pictures of the Playscape, because we'd like to maybe do some storyboards to put up there. So if you would, we're just inviting the public, everybody, the meet at the Playscape, Saturday, October 1st at 2 o'clock. Please join us. For Sunrise Park, my report's pretty short. It's exciting to know there will be development plans coming up soon for Sunrise Park, and please come enjoy the park. That's it.
Thank you so much. Matt, you haven't really had anything to speak about everybody's name. Something you want to put in here? Mr. Wayne?
Not too much. Just again, wanted to thank the community for the overwhelming support of the millage. About it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
With that, we're going to any discussion items from the public or anyone? No. All right. Extended public comment? Nothing.
No, wait. Discussion items are CRC related, and then you have extended public comment. I believe you have two gentlemen here that would like to.
Okay, so no discussion items. Number 12 is the extended public comment. You guys want to come up here and
Get their name.
your
Non-agenda
name and
items.
address, please?
These are non-agenda items.
Non-agenda items.
Tom Buckley, West River Yacht and Cruising Club. I'm the rear commodore. I'm sure all of you remember the meeting in June at the pavilion regarding the water's edge. We were asked to poll our membership about working with the marina down there for the transient dockage fees, collecting the fees. By overwhelming majority, the West River Yacht and Cruising Club membership agreed that we should enter into discussions with the township to potentially act as dock masters down there to collect the fees. As you know, the boats down there, traffic has been just crazy every night. I mean, right now, I think there was 6 or 7 boats there tonight when I left, and there'll probably be more by the time we get back there. One weekend recently, there was 40-some boats on Sunday alone. The township's missing out on a lot of money by not collecting the fees down there. And we think this would be a good thing. It'll build rapport with the transient boaters. It'll add some revenue to the township. We would work on a 50-50 deal. Basically, the way it would work is that we would have either a vest or a shirt that says Dock Master or Dock Assistant or whatever, with a 3-part form. You would introduce yourself. You'd write down the boat name, the MC number of the boat, and their name if they want to give their name. They would get a copy of it. The club would keep a copy, and a copy would be turned in at the township, and we'd reconcile it once a month or every week or whatever. It's not a lot of money, but it'll help. There's expenses down there. The other thing I wanted to talk about was maybe Brandy can update us on this. Well, I've been promised Wi-Fi for 4 years down there. I was told it was going to be in by the middle of June. It's now almost September. It would be an issue we'd like to see addressed. I mean, Smokies has been there 3 months. They've got it in already. It's not that big a deal. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
I do.
Just a comment on that. I didn't promise it'd be in by June. I was expected to get a proposal by June. I just got the proposal this week. So, and I've been off on vacation, so I haven't even had time to review it. I've only been in today. I'm on vacation right now.
No, I appreciate that. My point is that we've been told this. That was one of the enticements that I moved up here was because there's going to be Wi-Fi, and that was 4 years ago. It's getting a little late. Chad, you had a question?
I don't want to. I think that this needs further discussion as far as actually having you guys do the 50-50. I know other people down there with boats too, but there's things like what if they're coming from Amherstburg, and that kind of thing needs to be addressed. I don't want to. It's something that I think needs to be discussed. I don't think it's going to happen this season. It's going to happen next season.
Right.
The Wi-Fi for sure. The boat, and absolutely with the transient fees, but. Is everybody with me on this? I mean, I used to go to Duffy's. I know the waters very well and all that, and I think there's more questions that need to be discussed amongst us too.
Well, we wouldn't be in enforcement or anything like that. I mean, that's the boater's responsibility to call customs.
You got that best all decided on, huh?
Yeah, right. So that would just be basically to collect the fees. Yep. Thank you.
Chad.
It was Buckley, right?
Yeah, Buckley.
Chad, can I ask a question of the gentleman?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, sir. Any idea how the other yacht clubs do transient? I mean, like Chad said, he's got a valid point. Somebody coming over from Canada. How do the other yacht clubs or boat clubs
do it? The other yacht clubs, basically, they have reciprocal agreements with other clubs. They can stay for a day or two for free or something.
No, I guess what I'm asking is how do they monitor people coming from Canada? Do they make,
No, that would be an individual boater's responsibility.
Okay, so they do the same thing. They just collect the fee. They assume that they've done everything they're required to do.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Is that payphone still up at the club? Does that work? I don't know.
There's payphones?
There's a payphone there, yeah. Thank you. Okay, that's for, no. Extended public comment. Individual commissioners' comments. Run down the board.
I'm good.
Ian's good. Ethel, anything you want to say?
Nothing, thank you.
Leah? Nope. Dr. Woodward? Greg?
Nothing.
Matt?
Not at this time.
All right. Brandy?
Real quick, I just wanted to say a special happy birthday to our very own Ethel. She had a very special birthday this last Sunday, so I just wanted to say happy birthday to her.
You want to go have a drink, Ethel? I'm going out from here.
Thank you.
Birthday. With that, I'd like to adjourn the meeting at 8:02. The next meeting is Thursday, September 22nd. I want to thank Mr. Walt Ketcher for letting me step in for him tonight, and thank you, everybody on the commission. And
Yeah, do you need a motion to close?
a motion to close. This isn't like Island Fest, is it? Oh, man. All right. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:02.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? No.
On
So
record,
moved.
the shortest meeting we ever had.
Thank you. Thursday, September 22nd will be the next meeting here at 7:30. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.